This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
You realize that every time you go into a dollar store, you have to buy something.
Yeah, and I'll see this item everywhere else. The grocery store, gas station, never buy it. But for some weird reason, it's become tradition for me to buy Junior Mints every single time I'm in a dollar store. Every single time. And I've been doing this for years.
How much are the Junior Mints at a dollar store? Like, are they significantly lower price than, let's say, a gas station?
To be honest, Ryder, I've never checked.
Okay.
I just grab them and go.
Because Justin hit us up and said, if I step foot in a gas station, I'm definitely taking advantage of the 2-for-1 deal on chocolate bars. It's the law. But it sounds like that's the deal for him. Right. Whereas for you, for some reason, it's just the mints.
They're so refreshing.
Do you think it's just habit? So you just know when you go into a dollar store, you're getting that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single time. And I eat them so fast.
I feel this way about the quarter pounder BLT from McDonald's.
No way.
Yeah. Like
when you drive past it or when you're there, you can't branch out and try other things.
No, I'll try other things, but I'll get one of those too. So like I got McDonald's for my daughter and I wanted to try the ghost pepper McChicken. So I got that, and then I got a dessert burger. Which was the quarter pounder BLT with extra pickles.
We all have that one thing that we can't help but buy. I still remember my first job was Please Mom, the clothing store in St. Albert Center, way back. I think I was like 14 at the time when I started working there, maybe even 13. And there was another girl that worked there, and she's like, oh, whenever I go to West Edmonton Mall, I have to get Purdy's chocolate. And I was like, every single time? Like, at this point in my life, I didn't have a proper paycheck yet. So I was like, how are you affording that?
Or a car to get to West Ed, yeah.
But, let us know what it is that your answer is. Bianca said a rotisserie chicken. I grocery shop every 5 to 6 days, and a Roto Chick is always in my cart.
I love the
Roto
nickname.
Chick. But then there's also some people writing in saying that they buy things even though they already have a huge stock of it.
I'm like that with boxed wings. I got to make sure I don't run out. And I don't know why.
Well, and they hog the freezer.
Yeah.
You can't even close it properly sometimes.
They're the reason I got a small deep freeze.
Yeah.
It's just for my wings.
Lindsay says, every time I go to Walmart, I buy 5 body lotions in case I ever run out. You're not going to run out.
Yeah.
How much are you moisturizing?
She's very moist.
Yeah.
Right?
She must be.
Hall's lozenges. Cheryl says she's addicted. She has a huge bowl of them. When it's half full, she starts to get anxious.
But when it's half full?
Yeah, like when there's still like 6-7 packages left, it looks like.
So is Cheryl always sick? Or do you just like the taste of Hall's?
She said, not sure how it happened, just did.
Okay.
I'm starting to think about what I contributed to this conversation.
With the chicken wings?
The chicken wings and the dessert burger BLT.
But a lot of the answers are food, Ryder. Like,
I know, but now I'm starting to understand why my pants are a little tight. So Bieber debuted a new song yesterday called Peaches, and it's catchy. I like it.
It's good. Yeah, I'm a believer.
It was during a segment called Tiny Desk Concerts or something. So it's where the National Public Radio in the States invites artists to perform concerts at a desk in their office.
In their office at their own personal house?
No. So usually it's been like at the radio station.
Got it. Okay, cool.
But they've been doing it remotely.
Right.
So it's supposed to be just like a really like broken down version of music, but just a very like simple, a lot of acoustics, things like that. So he did that yesterday from, it looks like somebody else's house. It looks like a normal living room he was in. And
That's
I'm
so
sure
fun, though.
He doesn't own a normal looking living room. That's why I assume it was somebody else's house. But it's good. I do have questions about it, though. Let me play some of it first.
Yes, please.
It's the way you lift me up, and I'll be right here with you till the end. I get my peaches out in Georgia, yes. I get my weed from California, that's that. I took my chick up to the north, yeah, badass. I get my light right from the source, yeah, that's it.
Oh, man. He is so talented.
Yeah.
If you still are saying you hate Justin Bieber, get out of here.
Yeah, grow up.
What is that song called?
Peaches. Peaches, it's called.
It's a beautiful song. Okay,
It's
so
a-
what's wrong? Why do you hate it?
It's the second best song called Peaches
Sorry,
ever.
you didn't say you hated it, but you said you had questions?
Yes. I can understand if the song was called Dolphins, why he would have an audio drop like this in the song.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I get my peaches out in Georgia.
So I'm just
Oh,
confused
I love this song.
if like the guy on the laptop in the background screwed up and was like watching YouTube
No.
videos.
Stop.
Or if he intentionally inserted the sounds of animals into a song that's not about animals. See why I'm confused? Like even right here.
I get my light right from the source, yeah, that's it.
Is that a monkey?
Yeah, I don't know. He did have a pet monkey for a while. Maybe he got him back. But I still don't know what the hell's going on with this dolphin.
Play 107.
I mean, I'm sure we all know this already, but a good boss makes productive employees. There was a study done with 2,000 people involved, and they said if their boss is a positive influence, it makes them way more dedicated to their role. Communication skills, organization skills, and just being able to have good conversations with your boss are so important. And if you are listening and you are a boss, that's a good thing to know. Your team's going to work harder. Just like genuinely ask them maybe how they're doing, buy them some beer, send them a HomeSense gift card.
Give them a raise, especially if they do a morning show.
Yeah, give them an extra week vacation, maybe.
Yeah.
It might work.
Great idea.
Tell me something good.
My story is about 3 women ages 40 to 60 who leaned on something that you probably wouldn't think you'd need
Okay.
when you go hiking, but maybe a note for all of us if you do plan to venture out into the wilderness. They ended up on a skidoo trail by accident rather than a hiking trail. So they were out on a hiking trail and then, a skidoo
Ventured
trail.
off.
Exactly. And ended up lost like a lot of kilometers away from anything. It was starting to get cold. They
I
were
can't
hungry.
imagine. No, I got lost in the Mill Creek Ravine once, and I thought my life was over.
But you just had to keep walking and you got out, right? Like
the path was like very close.
Okay.
Back to my car was quite close.
But yeah, these ladies were not close to anything.
No.
Luckily, they decided, or one of them had decided, to pack a cell phone charger, like a portable cell phone charger. And because of that, they were able to keep their one phone from dying, contact 911, and be in touch with rescuers until they were found.
Wow.
But if they wouldn't have had that cell phone charger, the portable cell phone charger, it likely would have been a very different story. So just if you're, like I said, planning to venture out, maybe something you didn't think you'd need to take, but small and very useful for these ladies.
Tell me something good.
You just found out something about my childhood, and it has you shook.
Yeah, and I think it's very appropriate for Throwback Thursday to maybe turn this into a topic about weird things that you personally did as a kid. Mm-hmm. So every single night?
Yes.
Around what time?
Probably 2:30, 3 a.m. I lived in the basement for my teenage years. They locked me there. No, I'm just kidding. But my dad had the fridge stocked downstairs, and it always had Coke in it. And so I would wake up at 2:30 or 3 in the morning with like dry mouth from just sleeping. Mm-hmm. This is at like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old. And go out to the fridge in the basement living room and chug Coca-Cola. And I'm not talking like a sip. I used to like...
So are we talking like a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola or a can?
Often the 2-liter, but yeah, sometimes cans too. And I'd do like a can and a half.
No.
And I would just... Like, to the burn to the point that I needed to take a knee. It hurt so bad.
Well, I love a good Pepsi fountain pop burn.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah, that's what it was about. It was catching the burn,
Yeah.
getting rid of that dry mouth, and then
Like a good belch after.
then I'd go back to sleep.
Every single night?
I would say at least 80%. Like at least 4 times a week, 5 times a week. So yeah, it was a lot. and I don't know why, but it was just a thing I did as a kid. So hit us up with something just really like strange.
Yeah, you think back and you're like, why did I do that? You're almost kind of embarrassed.
I was a weird kid, man. Get at us.
Play 107.
I would chug about 3 to 4 of those plastic water bottles before I went to bed because I was scared that I would die of dehydration in my sleep.
I mean, the obvious question here, how often did you wet the bed?
Well, the bathroom was right beside my bedroom, so it wasn't an often occurrence.
But you did have to likely wake up to go pee almost every night.
Oh, every night.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 times a week.
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it.
Sylvia's text is awesome. As a toddler, I used to pick at my mother's duvet that was full of fluff and place it between my index finger and suck on my thumb. But with my index finger, I'd tickle my nose with the feathers. See, we all did something that you remember. You think back and you're like, that was kind of weird, but I loved doing it.
Right. Yeah. 780-784-7107. What's up?
I used to fill empty school containers with chocolate cupcake and then walk around with a little bit stuffed in my bottom lip.
So when you were filling these empty school containers, were they your dad's? Did you have an older brother? Like, where were you finding them?
We had a family friend who used to have chewing tobacco all the time. So I would just take the empty ones and then automatically fill them with cupcake. I never clean them first or anything.
Oh, so they had a bit of that.
Ew.
Well, no, but some of those are like cherry flavored.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see it working.
Yeah, and I thought it was candy because of the way it smelled, so it worked for me.
Did you ever work your way up to Copenhagen, or was that too intense?
That was too intense. I
Yeah.
kind of stopped at the cupcake.
That's so cute. How old were you when you were doing this, do you think?
I was probably about 6.
So cute.
Awesome.
Listen up.
Have you noticed a bit of a trend?
What's that, Ryder?
Most of the calls and texts have been ladies.
Oh, yeah.
You know why?
No.
I've said this before.
We're not more weird than guys. Guys just aren't confessing
No.
their weird, quirky things they did when
I
they were
was
kids.
playing baseball or out back, like learning how to live outside as
Ryder,
a person of the wilderness.
You're
by building
literally
forts.
why we brought this topic up, because you'd wake up at 2 a.m. and chug Coca-Cola.
Okay, but am I right? How many women have we heard
A lot.
from? Strange stuff. Like you said, you used to pretend you're a witch and make potions out of mud and sticks. That's weird.
No, it's not. It's completely normal.
Okay. 780-784-7107. You got a good one for us, Jen. It involves dirt as well. What's up?
Okay, so when I was younger, like 5, 6, 7-ish, I would often be found hiding behind the couch to me, it was a big red chair, but it was just a normal sized chair. But there were plants there, and I would be shoving my face full of dirt. And if I was never found in the house, that's where I could be found. I have 3 older brothers, so I used to go to the playground quite a bit with them close to the house, and to the point where I wasn't allowed to, because I would literally get so excited, just sit in the middle of the sand and just go hard, like just eat
So
dirt
you
like
would
crazy.
chew on the sand and swallow it.
Yeah, like totally eat it. Like going to Walmart or Woolco back then, down the plant aisle was like my favorite place to be.
Jen.
All you can eat buffet.
It was just crazy. And there was something about it. And then fine, obviously, like it's not normal. So I was taken to the doctor by my parents, and apparently it was a lack of iron.
That makes sense. I've heard of like pregnant women who have a lack of iron craving things like eating dirt and the smell of asphalt being like really enticing.
Huh.
Go. Play 107, Ryder and Lisa. So California attractions thinking about banning screaming on roller coasters.
What?
Well, just with the COVID thing, I guess it makes sense. If the person in front of you on the roller coaster has their mouth wide open and is screaming, you're going to end up with some of that air. You know? Like,
Okay.
But if that's the case, shouldn't they just not have roller coasters open?
Yeah, how do you not scream? If you're not allowed to scream, they better be supplying diapers, because the fear has to come out somehow.
So you're convinced that you would pee or poop if
Yes.
you couldn't scream?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm going to scare you
No,
before the end of the
that's
show, and you're not allowed to scream. Let's test this out. Time for the nostalgia off. We each come up with a list of 5 things that'll bring you back. And then you tell us whose list hit you harder. The wager today is that the loser, whoever gets less votes, has to call someone that they kissed when they were in school and ask how they were as kissers. We'll get a full review.
Okay, we take this nostalgia off very seriously, so please vote. Whose list brought you back to your childhood more? I'm going to start off strong with playing the game light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Okay. My first one is every wrestling match you had with your buddies turning into a fight.
Oh, gosh. Folding notes into little triangles to give to your friends between classes. That's a good one. Did you ever do that? Did you ever fold them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
How cool water looked when you jumped on a wet trampoline. Like the little beads of water that would come up.
That was dangerous.
Big time.
Walking into your classroom after a midday doctor's appointment with a Happy Meal.
Wanting to go wherever the picture was taken that was on the cans of Tahiti Treat. I want it to be under that palm tree.
I've
chilling.
never had Tahiti Treat.
What?
Never.
You don't deserve votes, everyone, please.
T9 texting under your desk without having to look. I bet if somebody gave me a phone right now, I'd be able to do it flawlessly.
Really?
Without looking at the phone at all.
Let's track one down.
Yeah.
I like that bet. Getting some fly hand-me-downs from your family friends.
That must be a small town thing.
You never got
No.
hand-me-downs
Well,
from
I
your
had-
cousins? or-
No.
Okay.
Older sister.
Yeah, I guess.
Getting scared when the dad would answer the phone. You'd call your friends to hang out or play. They were so scary.
My last one is stopping the car on a long road trip by a lake and skipping some rocks.
Nice. Okay, so let's spitfire. You vote. 780-784-7107. Whose list brought you back to your childhood more? Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Folding notes into little triangles to give to your friends. Walking into the classroom looking so cool with your Happy Meal after a midday doctor or dentist appointment. T9 texting underneath your desk and getting scared when your friend's dad answered the phone.
Almost every wrestling match with your friends turning into a fight. How cool water looked when you jumped on a wet trampoline. The background of the Tahiti Treat can. Getting some fly hand-me-downs. And stopping the car on a road trip and skipping some rocks. Just calculating the votes for the nostalgia off and probably one of our closest. But Lisa's has squeaked it out with like 2 or 3 votes.
Yeah, and there was even a vehicle that had 3 people voting for you in the car.
Oh, I didn't count all of those.
You still didn't? Yeah, I still beat you though. But sorry. So, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
No. People that ghosted you, though, I bet, after you kissed them.
Yeah, I have to call somebody I made out with growing up and see how good of a kisser I was.
We'll get them to rate it out of 10.
There's
Should be good.
so many to choose from.
Okay.
When is a time you overreacted?
What's that supposed to mean?
No.
Just kidding.
As there was a guy who was caught on tape who ordered wings, and this must be frustrating. It was like you order, you wait, you take your food, and you go.
Okay.
Type place. So almost like a fast food wing place, and they got his order wrong, so he corrected what what he ordered in the first place. They did it again.
They screwed it up again.
They screwed it up again. And that's when he flipped out.
Oh.
Ended up grabbing the cash register off the counter and slamming it on the ground, trying to throw it through the window, and it didn't work, which is always funny to see. It's like when Job on Arrested Development tried to throw the mean note into the ocean, but the wind kept bringing it back to him. That's what it reminded me of. Anyway, this guy really lost it. And I was like, okay, I can understand. I'm a fan of wings.
He was hungry.
As well. He's hungry, but that's a definite overreaction. When is a time that you overreacted?
Have you ever overreacted, Ryder?
When I punch myself in the thigh when I lose in a video game?
No, I was thinking when you lose dodgeball games and stuff.
yeah.
You get really angry.
Yeah, I'm pretty competitive.
You're so competitive.
I would imagine any time that I feel like I should have won, but then I lost, I take it pretty hard.
It was April Fool's Day. I totally forgot it was April Fool's Day. So my wife and I had our honeymoon booked, and we were getting married in June. So I walked into the office, and my boss goes, hey, when you get a minute, I got to talk to you. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I sat down in the office. He goes, hey, once again, we just want to congratulate you on you getting married. I said, cool, thanks. He goes, but we got a problem with your honeymoon time here. We're not going to be able to send you guys on it. Let you have that time off. And I just looked at him and I just went off. Just like, you are the most useless piece of I've ever
Oh, no.
After I was done, he looked at me and he was like, actually, Brent, we're promoting you.
So you're like, can I take that all back?
I was just kidding. April Fool's back. Sarah wrote in. We love Sarah. She's so funny on the text line. She said, when I was a kid, my brother called me gullible. I didn't know what that meant, but I figured it was an insult. So I threw a fork at him and it struck him under his eye.
No. Don't be throwing forks. Super dangerous. What do you got for us?
My second kid, he was going through his 4-month sleep progression, and he was not sleeping very well. I got one night to sleep all night. My husband had me pumped so that he could feed him. And then at around 3 o'clock in the morning, a snowplow starts going off, going back and forth, that beep, beep, beep. And
the worst.
And they're right behind our house. So it was really, really loud, keeping me awake. And so I throw on my boots. I'm shorts and a T-shirt in the middle of winter, and I just ran across the field into the parking lot behind us and started yelling like, hey, you're done. You're done. I got one night of sleep. You're done.
And so did he go plow somewhere else?
He did.
You sound so sweet. Like, I almost want to rile you up just to hear your legit yelling voice, because if you scared a snowplow guy away...
Yeah, it must have been...
It doesn't happen very often.
Play 107.
I have a question. I've been seeing a lot of people's amazing pictures of the Northern Lights as of late, and I think this time of year they do sparkle a little brighter. They shine bright like a diamond.
I've never seen them.
You claim you've never seen them.
I haven't.
I haven't seen them since living where I live. There's just, for some reason, I think it's the fog of the city, the other lights that make
Can you
it...
only see them when you're in a field?
I think, like, yeah, if you're in a rural community and you look up, you're going to see the Northern Lights. But the lights of the city drown them out. So my question is there like a website or something that says it's a really clear night, the Northern Lights will be out because of the different patterns in the weather or whatever causes them? Because I wouldn't mind, like, driving out to Elk Island to go check out the Northern Lights some night with my daughter if I knew they were going to be sparkling.
I can't believe you didn't include me in this.
Yeah,
I literally just said I've never seen them before. You're like, oh, well, where's a website that I can take someone else?
Okay, you can come.
Okay, fine. Kate just said, oh my gosh, yes, Aurora Watch on Twitter. They post alerts all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Aurora Watch.
Aurora Watch.
Got it. Thank you. I like that you're pretending that I wasn't dressed first.
Kate.
I was already out at the car when you chose your jacket and toque.
Ryder and I are basically wearing the same outfit today. We posted it on Play 107 YUG's Instagram. Go check it out. But I've had this jacket longer.
Right.
So I feel like you should have known with a double-digit forecast today that I'd be pulling out my spring jacket.
You have lots of spring jackets.
But this is my main one.
So I'm not allowed to wear a spring jacket? When would I ever wear this then?
You should have asked if I was wearing mine.
Hey, Lisa, are you by chance going to wear your beige jacket? Because if not, I'll wear mine today. I have to do that?
Yeah.
No. You saw me wearing mine.
Friends do this all the time. I have some girlfriends that have the same jean jacket as me, and we'll text each other before we hang out to be like, just making sure.
Really?
Yeah, like obviously not with COVID, but when we were going out and stuff, it was embarrassing showing up wearing the same jacket.
So I'm new to this world. Mm-hmm. Do I ever have you check with me, or because you bought the jacket first, you get dibsies all the time?
I get all the dibs.
You do? I think you're making some things up here, to be honest.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.